Les Welder International here. I wanted to let you all know that this video is not about how to make French baguettes. This is a part of my journey, a part of my learning how to bake bread and bread products and stuff like that. So if you're looking to learn how to make French baguettes, don't watch this video. If you want to see the trials and tribulations I go through as I'm learning how to make French baguettes, then this is the video for you. So one of the things I've learned though, French baguettes, they can make, if I can't make a good French baguette, maybe I can make a good baseball bat. We'll see on the other side. For this experiment, what we're going to do is we're going to take a 1,000 gram bag of DINKEL type 630 flour, try to evenly divide it in 2 bowls, and we're going to make a half batch, 500 gram batch. That means that we have to reduce the water by 25%, and so we're going to put 16 ounces of water in, but we're not going to put all the water in. We're going to try and get the dough to the right consistency first. I think that is key. We have less than a teaspoon of salt, and we have a half a teaspoon of active dry yeast. Well, there's more flour than I thought. The moral of the story is, buy a freaking scale. Add salt. Add the yeast. We could use a wire whisk to stir this up, but no reason to dirty that up for something like this. Watching other cooks make it, I've seen them use their fingers, I've seen them use a whisk, I've seen them use a spoon. So, this is a Waller method. Now, the most important part, I believe, is the consistency of the dough. So we are not pouring it all in. Actually, the dough is almost at the right consistency. Almost. Boy, I hate to add water to that. Just a tad. That's right. That's a tad. Biggest problem we've had in the past is we've had, I believe, our flour has been too moist. You see here, it's all sticking together. It's almost like one of those dough hook things, right? We're going to order some dough scrapers, a scale, and I'll see if there's anything else that I'm missing before we do take 3. But I think that's the consistency we want. That's what we're going with. Let's put it that way. We've checked the temperature of our room. Our room is at about 80 degrees Fahrenheit, so it should be good enough. It's not cold. I thought our room was cold, but 80 degrees should be fine. We're going to cover it and let it set for 45 minutes. It's supposed to double in size, so that is a key thing here. Now, of course, now how big is it now? I don't know. I mean, we can try to take a closer look, but we're supposed to double in size, so we'll go ahead and start the timer. We'll come back in 45 minutes and see how it looks. Alright, we're back. We've waited more than 45 minutes. Reason being is I didn't think it had risen enough. But after viewing the video, I don't think it needs to rise a lot. So the next thing we do is we pull it out and we're going to flip it a few times until it's nice and smooth on the outside. That's the intent anyway. We'll go ahead and wet our fingers first. It's definitely a lot thicker and drier than it was before when we tried last time. I think that's a good thing. Oh, that's a lot better. Might be onto something here, folks. A lot smoother. Let's play with our bread. All right, let's go ahead and put that back in. We'll let it rise for another 45 minutes. Nice, very nice. I'm happier with that than what I was than what we had the first time. Although it might be a tad too dry, but there's nothing we can do to change we can't change that now. Second 45 minutes starts now. Okay, 45 minutes are up. And we repeat that same process. Looks like it's a little bit wetter than before, which is okay. For a second I was thinking maybe it's a little too dry. Still kind of thinking that, but I think we can actually do what he was saying before, and that is to "45 minutes. Yep. Another 45 minutes are done. One more cycle done. Looks like one more to go. Alrighty, here we go one last time. And then after we've done this one, we wait 45 more minutes and then we do the prep. Oh yeah, see, we are getting, we were wondering if the yeast was good or not. So we are getting some fermentation. The Waller way of making baguettes. Whew! Alright, so after this next 45-minute turn, we will turn it out on the flour and divide it into 4 pieces. I don't know if I've done one of these or not. Guess my way of keeping track didn't work well. I'll have to change my paper the next time. But anyway, 45 more minutes. Alright, we've let them rise for the last 45-minute time. So now, it actually looks like they're rising better each time we do that. So I guess that's a good thing. I mean, you can see here, you can see the air bubbles in there. But now they want us to put them out here and divide them into 4 equal pieces. This is the leftover flour from take 1. Now, I don't have a scale here again, but the plan is we will go ahead and not cook all 4 at once. If they're that unequal, we'll do 2 at a time to try and get the cooking time equal. Needless to say, we need to get our dual scrapers. Now this one looks a lot bigger than this one. Don't worry, we're going to catch up on this in a second here. So these two are not even, right? So what he said to do is to knead them down like this. Then he also put a little bit more flour in the middle there. Then you kind of rolled them up. Roll the ends in. Roll the ends in. And he tucked everything in. Like that. And you put it right there like that. And that one's done. Now, that one may end up being cooked completely by itself because it looks like it's completely different size than these. So right now it's 8:16 p.m. but I want this to work, so I'm willing to work later to make this work. Because I would really like to eat some French baguettes that I made successfully. There. That looks a lot better, right? Now, you can see they're not the same size. And there's where a scale would come in handy because we can make sure all four of these are exactly the same size. So, the next step, he says, is take some plastic wrap, put it over the top, put some oil on the plastic wrap so it doesn't stick to them. Nope, doesn't need to be olive oil. I probably could have used vegetable. I probably should have used vegetable oil. Don't tell the wife. So we're going to let them relax for 15 minutes. 15 minutes. Okay, it's been more than 15 minutes since we put the plastic over the top of these. The next thing we need to do is form these into baguettes and place them on the baker's couche. So I'm going to try and do these by size so that we get the same size ones together. We will bake no more than 2 at once in the oven this time. It looks like these two are close to the same size, and then these two, but we may end up going 2, 1, and 1. It's now 8:48 p.m. here in Germany. He kneaded it, because now we're trying to shape it into the baguette shape. That feels a little wet on the fingers, so I'm going to try to add just a little flour to it. And then the next thing we do is we want to roll it like this, and he pushed that down like that. Trying to make it like a, kind of trying to roll it here. I said that one was close to this one in size, right? Or seemed to be. Actually, this one looks a lot bigger. Alright, let's just go with the next one then. You can see what we've got here. That one's a little bit too long. They're not the same size, but like I say, we'll bake no more than 2 at a time this time. Try to bake them more evenly. We'll now cover that with, since I bought 2 pillowcases, it came in a set of 2 cotton pillowcases at the store, so we will cover them. Good night. Sleep tight there, little. Set the timer for 20 minutes. We let them set for 20 minutes. Alrighty, we're going to set the oven to 220. And we're going to put boiling water in the Pyrex dish there. It's to give moisture to the baguettes and ensure that they have a crispy crust. So after the oven is preheated, we move them to the baking trays, score them, and put them in the oven. We're going to move the 2 similar sized baguettes on here. It says to put it in a lightly greased baking pan. I went ahead and put cornmeal on the bottom. We need to have a sharp knife to score them with. And I may have to jiggle the oven rack a little. We'll see on the other side of 20 minutes. So we're at the full 20-minute mark, and I would like to see them browning on top. The last time we pulled them out without the tops being browned, they weren't done inside. So I'm still going to let them sit in there a little bit longer. We still have a second set to put in. So we'll learn from the first set and hopefully be able to apply that to the second set. Here's how they look out of the oven, but they're still a little too hot to cut. So we still have to wait a little bit. I mean, they seem okay. I think really having that spray bottle would help the crust on the top, but I'm still thinking too that the yeast I have is just not good enough. But we'll order new yeast with all these other good accessories and stuff like that before the next batch. So my wife said these are like, you can see my hand here, how big they are. They should be like twice this high. And I think I agree with her. So I still think maybe my yeast is the problem because it's not giving enough air inside for them to raise properly. Yeah, see, they're still doughy inside. Not supposed to be doughy inside. And we cooked these for like 25 minutes. So he says 18 to 20 minutes. And we only cooked it for 20 minutes. So, what's up with that? I mean, it's a little bit better than the first time, but so we're going to have to let these other ones in there, I would say at least another additional 10 minutes, but it's not going to make it raise anymore. That's the problem. I think it's the yeast problem and the baker problem.